Now then, hello everybody. Welcome 177 people. Welcome to the live stream. Please hit the like if you like this sort of stuff. If you don't, hit the dislike. I won't be offended. And no trolls welcome, no knobheads welcome. But if you have a different opinion, that's okay. We can agree to disagree. Hello everybody. Let me just see whether I have put the settings on. Let me just get into the live stream. Okay. Right, let's just get that down. Okay, welcome everybody. Good to see you all tonight. 222. All the twos. Excuse me. Right. Let me just set up the stream. Okay, either I've done it or someone's done it. So thank you so much. I think one of the moderators have done it. Yes, you have. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Right then, hello everybody. We are back discussing this inquest. I think we'll probably just do another one stream after this, and then we'll be done. But I do want to. It's pointless going on and on about something because we're clearly not going to change the outcome. And I think this is one of the times when we're never going to find out. It seems that way. What I'm angry about. Hello, by the way, members, lovely members. Thank you so much for supporting us, and all the moderators are here. Hello, Rebecca, darling, and everybody, all the people that are coming to support us. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not feeling too good. Thank you, Jax, love. Feeling a bit rotten. Okay, where was we? Sorry, not. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Vicky. I'm not feeling great either. I'm not feeling great at all. Hello, you all right? What's the matter? For those of you that watch the garden stream, hello Rita, hello Freeside, hello Cosmic Water, Jane, God Struggler, Michael, Little Miss Sunshine, everybody, Belinda Ann, welcome Linda, everybody. I can't say everybody, I can't say them all. Sandra, Julie, welcome Mickey, everybody. Thank you for being here. I can't go through everybody, but you're all awesome. Okay, just quickly, Ninniwig. I was getting Ninniwig in after the last stream that we did outside. Hello, JJ. Hello, Jules. Love, Steve. Maria, love. Nikki. I was just getting Ninniwig in, and a little sod pissed on me, little bleeder. So Ninniwig got me back. So the revenge of the Ninny for picking him up and tricking him with a tea. Hello, Symph. He got me back. So Ninniwig piddled. I like the way people are hearting that. Little shit bag. So Mummy had to come in and get in the shower. So there you go. So Ninniwig is back on in solitary confinement, and he'll only be allowed out again on pissing Ninny on probation. Okay. So I know some of you may accept this inquest result. I do not. Let me know. Yeah, too much tea. Let me know whether you guys agree with this. Hello, Suze, love. Let me know. Hello, Una, Gail, Helen. Hello, members. Can you enable subtitles? The sound is crap, is it? As far as I'm aware, subtitles are on. It's YouTube that allow that. I always allow them to be on. Let me know if the sound is bad, and I'll take the microphone out and I'll use my laptop microphone. Let me know. Sound is fine. Okay, the sound is good apparently. Thank you. I'm gonna say because my microphone's not that old. Thank you. Okay, so most people don't agree with the inquest. There's one or two that do, and that's fine. We can all agree to disagree. Most people are not agreeing. Okay, thank you for saying the sound is good. Aqua Eyes. I'm just going to pick a few comments here. It's far from an accent. I don't get it. It took me a couple of days to process this, and I'm still processing it now. Hello, David Wellings, Alan Edge members. Thank you. We'll get the truth in 20 years. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Hello, Wayne. We're never going to get to the truth, but I think the way that, thank you for the people saying the sounds good. So I think the way that I read Fended Bunny. I don't know who Fended Bunny is, but hello, Anne. Thank you for being here. I think the man in black is concerning. Okay. Now I do have some information, right? That I'm going to put in a video, and we may know who the man in black is. But we've got to be careful. They did, Rebecca. I've got to be careful because 333, one of the Illuminati numbers watching. Hello, Tone. Right, okay, how do I put this? I'm in touch with a local. I'm not going to name this person, okay? I'm in touch with a local. Oh, okay, Sue, love. It should be on. I don't understand why it's not on. Maybe you have to allow them in the corner. Put them on yourself. You should be able to, darling. 'Cause I always have them on. One of the locals has been in contact with me for some time, and I can't name him or her, obviously, but they think they might know. Hello, Danny. Who the man in black is? Now, the man in black, if it is this person, if it is, will not like this. Okay. So we've got to be careful how I put this information out. Oh, you're out of hospital. That's good, Diane. That's good, sweetheart. Unavailable. Right. I don't understand that. Maybe you can only do it after the event. I'm not sure. I don't know how you. I don't. Maybe you can't do them on live streams. So thank you, Belinda. I'll put it in a video, but I need to check a few things because I don't want to directly accuse this person of being the man in black. But I have witnesses that state that this particular person was hanging around that morning. Witnesses from St. Michael. Okay. Said person also drives a red 4x4. I can't give you any more information yet, okay? Because this person will not like this. And I need to put it in a video because when I'm live, I could say something wrong when I'm live. I put it in a video, I can make sure and be careful. I'm not accusing this person, but there are witnesses that have come forward to me, and I would appeal to those witnesses to go to the police if they haven't already. Though, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure the police are going to do anything anyway. The way that the police are acting, like that reconstruction, I did put it on my channel. That reconstruction was so biased towards the narrative. It was disgusting. You could actually hear the policeman actually saying throughout, like, but on the day it would have been deeper, or on the day it would have been this, or on the day it would have been that. And it was so. No, it's none of these people. No, it's not the ransom. Bad Penny, yeah. It's like if you could listen to the police officers at PC Thackeray, you could actually hear them saying that it was literally giving us the narrative. All right, the entire narrative was with the police who were doing that. It was literally, it was, how can I put this? Everything that was said in the inquest, apart from one or two witnesses and pieces of evidence like the man in black, suited the police narrative that they've been pushing from day one. So I've got some questions. Now, I've been making notes here, all right? And of all the questions, now you guys feel free to add to these questions because there's so many of them. And until these are answered, I think this is why we need to do a couple of streams. Now, I'm not going to drag this on. Like some channels are going to go on about this for months and years and whatever. I'm not going to do that because it will just drive us all insane. Now, I know some people still really want this covered, and I will cover it for another couple of streams. But then I can't. It'll send us all mad. But I do not accept that coroner's verdict of accidental death because there is no evidence that she even entered the water at the bench. There is no evidence. There is no witness that said that Nicola entered the water at that bench? Where's the evidence? Where's the slip marks, right? We have no proof. What water was in her lungs? Was it salt water? Was it fresh water? Because we know it's tidal there. What sort of water was in the lungs? What were the bacteria in the lungs? They surely could know how long that water had been in her lungs. They don't even know how she got in the water. Oh, sorry, my phone's near my things. Thank you, Jane. If they don't know how Nicola got in the water, then how can they say that she had an accident if they don't know how she got in there? No, the comments, oh, if it's slow mode, then yeah, slow mode should be about 10-15 seconds. It should be gone now, the feedback. Apologies. It doesn't make any sense. If there was slip marks, you could possibly say accidental, but that still doesn't prove that someone didn't push her. But there's no proof that it was an accident. And until there is proof that it's an accident, people are not going to stop. Now, I'm really, really angry about this. And I'm actually angry at the family, and I shouldn't be, because that's wrong, because they're, hello, Rupert the Bear, they are grieving, but I'm angry, and I can't help it. Why have they done this? Why are the family saying that we're contacting them? I don't know one person that's contacted the family, and I would be quite upset if anybody here was contacting the family. Okay, leave the family alone. I'm angry that they've gone from there's no way that it was an accident. There's no way that Nicola was in the water all that time, to we want an accident. Why is that? Hello, Martin Clark. Why is that? I want to know why. Now, is it to do with insurance? Yeah. Oh, of course they are. Is it still buzzing or is it gone? Is it to do with insurance is the question. Does anybody know if there was any insurance? And I think this should be publicly known. I really do. They don't want suicide, and they don't want the and the, this is why I'm so mad, right? And I think Dan Wootton put it good the other day, and I'm going to find that clip. Is the police created this whole thing? They gave us wall-to-wall coverage, day and night, for 3 weeks. You had old Kay Burley doing reconstructions with her mate, right? Accidentally on purpose bumping into Ron. You had all of this interviews. There was people constantly there. They were asking for information. We had 17 lots of Emma Whites with her eyelashes on the TV. It was creating this frenzied Gone Girl type scenario. You know, the book, and they made a movie. It was literally that. Now, clearly people are going to get swept up with that and believe she did sell life insurance. You're right, Tamara. Thank you. Or sorry, Tama. Sorry. There will be some mini merchandise coming soon. Hello, Ellen, love. So they created all of this, and people are going to speculate. And I honestly believe, and I've said this before, if the Sohan murders happen now, and Ian Huntley was on the news, and we were all saying, look at Ian Huntley, how he's acting, which is what we all said back in 2002, I think it was, he would have got off with it now. I'm telling you, Ian Huntley would have got off with that now, and we would have all been slated for accusing him for acting strange. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on here, but the world has gone upside down, and the baddies are getting away with everything, and the goodies are being accused of things that we haven't done. And that's just a fact. Okay. But I want to know why the family did a full U-turn. Whose idea was it? Is it a case of one of them are involved? Is it a case, I'm not saying it is before the lawyers start, is it a case, is it one of them's involved and they are all closing ranks? I don't know. But the police created, and the family and the lawyers and all these people, they created that whole toxic environment where They wanted people to get involved. But let me just see if I can find something. Just give me a minute. Just get onto YouTube for one moment. I'm guessing the stream's been immediately demonetized. It always is, every time. And I'm quite let down as well by that Mark Thomas Williams dude. I did tell him this the other day on Twitter. He said he went all along. He went with the fact that that Nicola didn't fall in, it wasn't an accident, blah blah blah. To we need to accept the verdict now, and I do believe that she fell in. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to nip back to something and get some videos up. Just give me a moment. Yeah, Mark Thomas Williams was on Dan Wootton a couple of days ago. So let's go back and let's hear what Peter Folding said 4 months ago. Okay.
Force's failings. And former Met Police Senior Detective Simon Hardy.
Hang on a minute. Why is there a Plague 19 banner underneath this? What's this got to do? What's the plague got to do with the price of fish? So let's just hear what Peter Folding said. And he wasn't at the inquest. He wasn't invited. Peter Folding, if you ever hear this, mate, you're welcome to come on here and you can say whatever you want to say on here.
Says the blame lies firmly with the police, who he believes have let down Nicola's family with a string of mistakes and unanswered questions during the case. I'm delighted to be joined by both Peter.
Let's just hear what Peter said. Listen to the whole thing.
So, Peter, let me start with you, because your reputation has been on the line here, and you feel like you are being made a scapegoat today.
Absolutely, Simon. I mean, Dan, sorry. The police have been searching this river for 3 weeks with divers, with side scan sonar, the same equipment as we had, and river search teams plus dogs. And Nicola has not been found. We searched that part of the river, the lower part of the river, for just 4 hours. And I can categorically say that from our sonar footage, which I've since reviewed, Nicola was not laying on the riverbed. I can't see into the reeds. I want to make that very clear. And I've always said that to the media. We cannot see into the reeds, but we can see what...
Was this after she was found or before? Hang on. Just look at the date of this. Hang on. So this was the day after Nicola was found. No, yeah, you can't see into the reeds, Peter. But the difference is that there was other people looking in the reeds. So you had the sniffer dogs, the boats, the police, the locals, the drones, the mountain rescue came. Somebody would have found her in the reeds. And yet a psychic going for a stroll on a Sunday morning, 60 miles from home, with a photographer 250 miles away from his home, having a stroll with his camera equipment, just so happened to walk past and took a photo of said psychic. And we're supposed to believe this shit, really? Really? I don't fucking think so.
What's under the boat, and I've got a crystal clear image of the actual riverbed.
Okay, but you never specifically searched that part of the river where she was found?
Yes, we did, Dan. We trawled like the police every day with our sonar. They did with their sonar, and there was no sign of Nicola under the water, I should say, not in the reeds. Our remit was not searching the riverbank or the reeds. I'll make that clear. So we ran the sonar down on day one, down about 2 or 3 miles down that river, and we never saw no sign of Nicola.
And they went past them reeds. They went up and down on the boats with the dogs on the boats, remember. They had sniffer dogs. There's footage of the dogs on the boat. So the dogs were actually going up and down the banks, the sniffer dogs, and up and down the boats. So these sniffer dogs would have smelt. Look how narrow the river is there. If you've got a boat here going past with a sniffer dog and Nicola was in here, the dogs would have smelt and started barking. There's no way, in my opinion, that she was in here for 23 days. No way. And then you had all the locals as well going up and down here. Hello, Brum Vixen. None of it makes any sense, right? None of it does. And just want to go back to that was 4 months ago. I just want to go back to a day ago. Okay.
The inquest into Nicola Bulley's death has reached a conclusion with the coroner ruling that she did not have any intention to.
I want to hear what Mark Williams Thomas says, because he actually says that he hints that it could be she was pushed in. But then on Twitter, he then goes on to say that he now thinks it was an accident. Why is he suddenly shut up as well? Why is everyone being shut down one by one? I understand people want to let the family grieve. I understand that. And I'm not bothering the family. The family, all I'm going to say is I've never contacted the family. I've got no intention of ever contacting the family. If I visit St. Michael, it'll be to lay some flowers and pay my respects. I will not go knocking on doors. I will not go wandering around schools and looking for people. No way, no. So if the family come here and see this, I haven't bought them here, okay? You know, I would suggest that people don't come and watch this if they're from the family. So, you know, you can't stop the world from talking about something. You can't push something for 3 weeks, day and night, and it went globally as well, and then say, we've decided we don't want you to talk about it anymore. You can't do that. But I don't understand why the family don't want justice. I don't get it. Anyway, just listen to a bit of this.
Take her own life and died an accidental death. This follows yesterday's revelation that Nicola had not been drinking when she drowned in the River Wyre. And earlier, her partner Paul Ansell told the inquest that she was, quote, full of beans on the night before her death. It was back in February that the disappearance gripped the nation, and today her bereaved family accepted the coroner's ruling and paid tribute to the person they knew.
Oh,
as
no.
The last few months have been extremely tough to process.
Not having that. What's the matter? Just put him back in his bed until I get there. Sorry, Ninny Week's due for a bath. The family did not accept the coroner's ruling. The family pushed for the coroner's ruling. He's got that wrong there. The coroner didn't make his ruling and then the family accepted it. The family pushed via their solicitors for this ruling. They asked the coroner, they asked for this accidental death, and then he agreed with them. So that's not true. I'm not going to watch this shit again. I want to hear what this guy's got to say.
At the inquest. So, Mark, with your expertise, did you agree with the verdict given by the coroner today? And are there questions for the police to answer in their handling of Nicola Bulley's disappearance?
Good evening, Dan. Yes, I mean, I do agree with the coroner's verdict. The coroner had information which led him only really to one conclusion, which was that it was an accidental death. There's no way that he could determine that there was any intention for her to kill herself in any way. So his option really was accident. It still leaves lots of questions. And this is the problem that exists when you have something like this. You have a finding of fact. So the coroner is really responsible for asking the questions. If he doesn't ask all the questions, then you won't necessarily get all the answers that allay the concerns of the public. This is a case that has absolutely, captivated worldwide, not just in the UK, across social media, across the many platforms, with people all having different views. I think what we are in a position now, for the family, we have to get to a position we say, do you know what, end of this case, let's put closure on it. Let the family now mourn in the way that they are. They've got some answers. They haven't got all the answers that they require, but ultimately, we're not going to know. The key question is, where did she go into the water? We now know she definitely went into the water. She definitely drowned in the water. What we don't know is what point she went in the water, and some of the questions in relation to how she could have fallen into the water right by the edge and become unconscious, and then go travel some 150 yards down towards where the weir is and then across the weir. Those just haven't been answered.
No.
But sadly, there is nobody else that can answer those questions.
Well, is that correct, though, Mark? Because what about this mysterious man in black?
I just want to say well done to Dan Wootton, because not many people have brought this up on the mainstream media. So well done for Dan Button for bringing up the Man in Black, because you imagine if you don't watch any alternative media and you only watch the mainstream media, you wouldn't even know about the Man in Black. You just see, oh, it was an accident and move on. So at least he's actually talking about this.
Who, having been identified and mentioned again at the inquest, has still not been discovered. What did we learn about him? And could he have been involved?
It was very strange yesterday when suddenly one of the witnesses mentioned this individual who they themselves thought was suspicious, which is why they contacted the police. I would have expected and would have hoped that the coroner would have asked the police, called the police back, or at least asked the question, bearing in mind the coroner knew a lot of this information prior to being in the hearing. It wasn't suddenly revealed to him on that day. Why we didn't get that answered? And actually, it just adds to this whole element of some of these answers just haven't been given. I'm not a fan of Lancashire Police. I think Lancashire Police have made a real mess, certainly of the media aspect of it. But they've made a big mess in terms of their communication process. The public now are going, well, who is this person in black? The Lancashire Police should come out and say, well, we tried to identify who it was, we made these inquiries, we made these inquiries. We don't know. And for the conspiracy theories and for those people who just aren't happy that this is the right outcome, it leaves that on the table. And indeed, even for Nikki's family and friends who might at times have slight doubts in terms of what took place, they'll still be asking questions. Well, who is this man in black?
Yeah, totally, because we were when we were looking at the details of the inquest today. I guess the positive things, though, are for Nicola Bulley's family, although I do not think this makes the police looks at all good, is that what we can categorically say now, Mark, is that she had no alcohol in her body. So alcohol was not involved, despite those disgusting slurs that the police made public at the time to take the heat off them. And I think that was unforgivable. And it wasn't a suicide. So for her husband and for the future of those two daughters, that is very important, even though some mystery still shrouds how she ended up in that river.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Lancashire Police were completely wrong when they released that information. I would have liked it after the post-mortem for them to have come out and said there was no alcohol found in the body. Let's dispel that straight away. And actually they didn't, and they allowed that thought.
It's a really good point. They didn't. Usually in these sort of cases, once the post-mortem's done, they'll release the findings to the public. But they didn't on this occasion. They left it under wraps until the inquest, which was 5 months away, which is quite bizarre. It is a quite bizarre thing to do. As say, 4 months away. Usually they wouldn't do that. They would usually say that this person died of such and such, but we're going to give you the full details at the inquest. But they knew at the post-mortem done months ago that there was no alcohol in her body, and they never released that. They left us all thinking that she was menopausal alcoholic. That is what they drummed into us. And yet it had, one, they didn't need to ever tell us about that. That's personal. And two, they should have completely dispelled that straight away. The police are just constantly wrong and letting everyone down. And now we're meant to believe that they are suddenly, all of their narrative that they run with, the coroner has confirmed. So let's hear what else he's got to say, and then I'll move on.
Process still to continue on social media. So in reflection, and the police college have looked at this in terms of the media strategy. I hope Lancashire Police learn massively from this. But of course, what we are in a position now is that Paul and the rest of the family, the children and the mum and dad have now got some answers. They haven't got all the answers. Unfortunately, what happens in cases like this is that we try to apply logic to it. And sometimes logic just doesn't give us the answers that we're looking for. And events just occur as a matter of occurrence. So it is a very sad situation. How she ended up in that water, how she ended up in a position where she was in that water and then travelled downstream, we will just never know the answers to that. But Lancashire Police hopefully have learned something from this. I really would have liked Lancashire Police to have held their hands up and said, you know what, we didn't get everything right. We're really sorry. Our thoughts are with the family. But actually, Lancashire Police, throughout all of this, have never accepted any failings, never accepted it that they got it slightly wrong. I think they could have been much more humble through this process. They should certainly have dispelled very quickly after the post-mortem that there was no alcohol in her body, having put the slur out that they did. Let's hope moving forward we can now put this to bed, that the family mourn in their way that they need to, and Lancashire Police have learned.
So guys, please don't block people, or depending on what they do. If they're just being a bit of a knob, just hide the comment. If they're being really knobby, time them out, unless they're a full-blown troll. All right, thank you, Jane. Okay, yeah, no, leave the trolls, go away if you're any in here. Okay, this is we're talking about something that is serious. It's not time to argue over silly things. Trolls, do one. So some of the questions so far, like these are just some of the questions. Why was there no initial cordon? Now we focus on when Nicola was found, and we tend to forget, and I'm guilty of this, we're all guilty of this. We tend to forget about what happened initially, and that is where we'll find a lot of the answers. Thank you, Julie. That is where we'll find a lot of these answers, because what happens in the first 24 to 48 hours is usually where you'll find the truth, because after that it all gets distorted. Yeah, I agree, Brum Vixen. I agree that he knows more. Hello, Alison, love. Does anyone know if this is still going, this GoFundMe? Yeah, there you go, Blackjack. You'll do well over there. Does anybody know if it's still going, JJ? Are you answering about this? Yeah, Matthew, that's another thing. Penny's time of arrival has changed. But why was there no cordon originally put in? This is what I don't get, right? This should have been put in straight away, immediately. Let me pass you a comment then, Tyrone. Why? They literally got there, the police got there and said straight away, there's no crime here. Do you remember? Let's go back in time. From day one, I haven't seen Katie Hopkins. No, I don't really watch others on this subject. I like to give my own view and not let myself be influenced by what others are saying. So I don't know what she said. I've not watched her. But where was I? The police, as soon as it happened, literally that evening, said that there was no third party involvement, and to the point where they didn't even put a cordon up. Now, even if they've got no evidence, hello, Paranormal Channel X, even if they've got no evidence immediately that there was any third party involvement, they also don't have any immediate evidence that there isn't any third party involvement. So it doesn't make any sense why there was no cordon. Now, they cornered off Shit Creek at Skippool, and they're saying that was just for a car, which I don't believe for one moment. Hello, Matthew. And yet they didn't put a cordon up for a woman who was, according to Paul Ansell, vanished into thin air. So the police did fail from the start. And the whole thing, to me, feels as though the police fucked up. Sorry for swearing, but, it is an evening show now. It feels like the police got everything wrong. And the whole thing since then has been to protect the police, hello, Rach, and cover their ass. Because there's been no cordon whatsoever. Yeah, Jane's undoing things. Jane knows what she's doing. Trust her, guys. There's been no cordon. So the police, from day one, either they knew what it was and they were covering, but I don't believe that. Hello, Maltese. I believe that the police originally just cocked up. I don't think there was any... How can I put this now? I don't believe that there was any conspiracy for the police initially to hide anything. I think they just messed it up. They just got there. They literally looked online, seen the tennis ball, seen a wet dog. Didn't do much police work because they seemed very lazy. And they thought, right, okay, this is a cut and shut one, because it seems to me that Lancashire police are very busy. There's a lot going on there. Hello, Joanne, love. There's a lot going on there. Hi, Kev. And they seem very busy. And it seems to me that they don't really have much time to spend on one case. That's the impression that we got. Now, I've had information that on the 27th of January, which was the day Nicola went missing, there was a rape in St Michael. I need to get some confirmation on that. But is St Michael some sort of, hello Susie, some sort of crime hotspot? She was dry, but I'm talking about when the police first got there. Hello, Jennifer, love. When police first got there, did they even notice the dog was dry? Did they even ask the question, was the dog dry? Okay, that is the point I'm making, is when the police got there, the dog would have been dry by then. So were they asking these questions? I feel as though, no, he's not a copper, he's an artist. Well, he could be a copper that we don't know about, an undercover copper, but as far as I'm aware, he's an artist. So it's like they didn't even do any police investigation. There was no investigating done, if you know what I'm saying. There was no detective inspector in charge at first. Mark Williams Thomas was hounding the police for a number of weeks to ask who was in charge of the case, and he only found out who it was a few days before Nicola was found, that it was that Becky Smith. So I think the police immediately thought, it's a cut and shut. She's fell in. We're going to find her today or tomorrow. Let's move on with all the other things they've got going on, because let's just admit it, there is a lot going on in Lancashire. It just seems to be a lot of people disappearing and appearing in rivers, or never appearing, and murders and rapes. There's crime everywhere, but it just seems there seems to be a lot going on there. So they seem very busy force. And I really think, let's be honest, Jack, I really think that they thought this was a cut and shut one. Now, when they didn't find Nicola, I think they started getting a bit anxious and thinking, right, we might have to do some police work here. But we fucked up because we didn't do any corner. We didn't corner it off. We didn't get any forensics. They allowed locals to just traipse through that area, walk through any evidence that may have been sat there. Emma's probably done a runner. Well, she's probably gone quiet because she knows that she'll become the show, because that's what she did. She become the show, and she's been trashed for it. So I think that's why we didn't see her. That's just my opinion. I don't know. So that's thank you, John. That's what I think happened. There was no conspiracy for the police at first. They just thought that it was an easy one. And then a couple of days went by, no sign of Nicola. We had the fisherman talk. Now, the lady who worked at the local garage, it took them a week to come and get the CCTV off her of the fisherman that she's seen, if you remember. Now, if we go back to the caravan park with Bad Penny and that old dude who owned the caravan, he said that when he came back, because he goes every weekend. Hello, Angel, love. Hello, Jennifer. He said that when he came back to his weekend holiday thing, whatever, caravan, that somebody had been in the caravan. Now, we left little traps, which I've heard of doing. You can leave bits of paper and stuff indoors and that. So when someone opens it, you know they've been there. And he said that he knew that somebody had been in his caravan. And he actually contacted the police and they did nothing. They didn't even come round. That is how bad the police are, right? That is how bad the police have acted in this case. And it genuinely seems to me that they've got too much on, not enough of them, and too many cases going on. That's how it feels anyway. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Mandy. That's just how it feels. So when they started to do a bit looking into it and they realised, hang on, the dog was never wet, okay. There's no evidence of her slipping in. They started to panic. And they hoped that Peter would find Nicola. And nobody found her. Nobody found her for 23 days. And I genuinely believe, and people can agree or disagree, right? The skip pool is the answer. Something happened at skip pool. The police found something there. Did they find Nicola or something there? And they knew at that point that if it got released, people say, why they're covering up. If it got released that Nicola was actually murdered all along and they had got it all wrong from day one, can you imagine? Now, you think the police are under pressure now. Can you imagine the pressure the police would have been under if they hadn't done a cornered off, they hadn't taped it off, they hadn't put out this information about the fisherman quick enough, they'd gone and put out a bloody menopause stuff. They'd put that out for no reason. And all along, she was murdered and found a few mile away. Down at this skip pool, Ship Creek, I call it. Can you imagine if the police have panicked? For all we know, the police put her body there. I'm not saying that's what's happened. I'm saying it's a possibility. They found her body at skip pool and they put it in them reeds. You don't know, do you? You know, it's just, and the thing is, when you've got her Fitbit stopping on the 4th, is it because she died on the 2nd stroke 3rd or she was dying and they found her? I don't know, but it just adds to that my thought process. The skip pool was on the 2nd stroke 3rd, and then this Fitbit was still registering till the 4th, so that sort of plays more into my theory. It could be wrong, I don't know. The thing is, right, if it was an accident, I would prefer it to be an accident, because then poor family, an accident that's over very quickly would be the best scenario for anybody if you're going to lose a family member. But something's not right. And again, Nick GB, it could be a hoax. It could be a psyop. That is another possibility. Because if you notice now, they are all coming out and talking about TikTokers and YouTubers and Facebookers, and now we need to shut it down, aka the online harms bill, now known as the online safety bill. This is why I said watch this space. If the online safety bill gets pushed through quicker and speculation about these missing people type things, if speculation gets shut down due to the online harms bill that was never in it before, this part of it was never in it about speculating about missing people. So if that happens, then I think we'll lean more towards this was the psyop. But there's so many questions, so many that don't make sense. And I think when something has so many red flags, people are going to question it. I haven't spoken to Rainbow Storm for a while. I'll drop him an email. So these are just some of the things that don't make any sense. There was no cordon. Why didn't Penny, Bad Penny, check? I've been saying it from day one as well, Nick. I've not ruled anything out, okay? Nick's saying no one's listening. I've said from day one, because I also believe, and I might be wrong, but people that are, how can I put this, pretending to fight for the truth are actually acting more dodgy by going there, causing trouble, mentioning no names, causing trouble, getting arrested, is actually helping the police be stricter on every other fucker. You got to wonder why they're making it worse, not just for themselves, but they're setting a precedent. That's the problem. I haven't watched him, but I haven't seen Eddie for a while. So then you've got a bad penny. Now they're now saying that the Fitbit went off at 9:30, but they're saying that she fell in at 9:22. So that doesn't make any sense either. None of it makes any sense. Okay, so you've also got the fact that Nicola's phone was apparently unlocked because she was on a call. Now, if she's on a works call that was still connected, her face wouldn't have been her, you know, what you call it, a photo, you know, like your home screen on your phone. You've got a picture, haven't you, of your kids, of your husband, whatever. And apparently she had a family picture on there of the children and her husband and her. If she was connected to a works call, get well soon, Bumblebee. If you're connected to a works call, your phone would not be locked. So why didn't Penny, hello, Jean, love, romaine lettuce, darling. If apparently Penny found the phone now on a bench, we were told it was on the floor. Why didn't Penny pick up the phone, right, and immediately either go to photos or go to and look for an eye contact? Now, it's not locked. If she was attached to a call, it couldn't, the phone wouldn't be locked. Good night, Emma, sweetheart. Lots of Emma, Linda Emmett. Sorry, I'm reading and talking at the same time. Hello, Sharon, darling. Why didn't Penny see the phone and think, right? Because let's just admit it, guys. If you're walking along in pretty much the middle of nowhere and there's not many people around and you find a phone connected to a call, what are you going to do? You're going to pick it up and you're going to have a look whose phone it is, aren't you? It doesn't mean you're being nosy. Well, Penny comes across as a nosy type anyway, but it comes across as like you're something that you would just pick up and think, right, okay, whose is this? Look for an eye contact. Yeah, see if there's a contact in there. Because how many people drop their phones who haven't disappeared in rivers, and people just pick up people's phones and see whose phone it is. I don't get. I didn't lock until, yeah, exactly, Angel. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So why didn't Penny just find the eye contact, see who it was? Why did she then ring? What was it she bumped into? This is where it gets a bit murky and confusing. Apparently she bumped into her was it daughter-in-law, Anne-Marie Fletcher? It's very confusing. Now it says that she bumped into let me just get the full I've looked into getting a full copy of the inquest, the official copy, and apparently you have to actually write to the coroner, like not just an email. It's ridiculous. You have to write to them. Hang on. I'm just going to see if I can find a full. I know we had it the other day. Just give me a minute, guys. So it gets really confusing because why did Bad Penny ring or bump into Anne-Marie Fletcher, and then who then rang? She rang her sister-in-law. Was it a sister-in-law? Right, hold on. I've just got this up now. It doesn't make much sense why all these people were involved. Where did Ron come into it? Like Ron said that he's seen the dog running around. Do you remember? Ron. But then he wasn't even at the inquest, was he? Why wasn't Ron at the inquest? Hello, Paul. Hello, Nicola Jane, love. It didn't make any sense, did it? Oh, my leg. It made no sense. None of it made any sense. It says here, look, myths and conspiracies debunked at day one. How were they debunked? How? And you've got the heart rate. The heart rate. That makes no sense either. How did she have a heart rate? On the 27th of January, between 8 and 9:30, the Fitbit recorded 4,548 steps. and after 9:30, no further steps. But she fell in at 9:22. So why was there 8 minutes of steps? It doesn't make any sense. And it gave a heart rate output for 8 days after she drowned. How? How is that possible? And then you've also got the fact that they said that they didn't have the Fitbit. The police said they didn't have it. Then they said they did have the Fitbit. Then they said that the Fitbit deconnected on the Tuesday before she went missing. Do you remember that one? They said that the Fitbit had disconnected on the Tuesday before. They just keep on changing it to suit the narrative. It won't do gone mad. And also, I'm sorry, but these things are designed to be submerged for a certain amount of time, and then the Fitbit turns off. Right? It wouldn't stay underwater. And then you've also got the fact, these are just more red flags, that when Penny did get there, Nicola had just gone in. Penny got there at 9:30, they're saying now. It keeps changing from 9:15 to 9:30. Bad Penny got there at 9:30. They're saying she fell in at around 9:30. So she would have just gone in. Why didn't Penny see her? Why didn't Penny see her floating off? And this Richard Fife, who came forward and said that he seen the man in black, he didn't even, he was never planned to go to the inquest. He just did a statement, apparently. He didn't even go via video link. I don't know whether you guys are aware, but he didn't even do that. He just did a statement saying there was a men in black. There's been no mention of the men in black all along. Why was there mention of the man in black? Why was there no public, when they put stuff out to the public asking for information on the man in black? It's a bit late now, isn't it? Why wasn't we told about the man in black? And another question is, why didn't Willow go in after Nicola? That's another question. If Nicola fell in as an accident, why didn't Willow go in? Can anybody answer these questions? Why wasn't these questions asked at the inquest? Willow would have gone in after her mummy. That's a fact. And Bad Penny, now I didn't think Bad Penny was involved at all, but some of from what I'm told, and from what Sharon said, because Sharon was there, Bad Penny was quite aggressive with the coroner. Why? Why was she so? Usually people get aggressive when they're guilty, and they get very defensive. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know, Mickey. People are saying now that witnesses have come forward. Where's the CCTV of her at the school that morning? Where's the CCTV? Maybe English Buttercup. Yeah, defensive, guilty. Where's the dash cam footage of Nicola driving the kids to school? Yeah, why no Peter Folden at the inquest? What about Jace? Where's Jace? Why isn't he at the inquest? He found the body. It seems to me that they only selected the people that they wanted at the inquest. And there's too many red flags. And the people that have been coming today and they've been attacking me and others, they've been attacking people under my comment section for having an opinion, right? They can't answer any of these questions, because if they had these if we had the answers to just half of these questions, we wouldn't be questioning it anymore, and we're told to just get over it. Nicola's children are going to grow up and they're going to see this case, and they're going to be questioning it themselves, and it's heartbreaking. And for those of you that say that she didn't exist, she did exist, guys. Okay. We were the first people to get proof of a grave. I know that sounds horrible, but it shut a lot of people up that were saying that she wasn't real. I've been contacted by people who knew Nicola. I've been contacted by her school friends. I've been contacted. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. How kind. Thank you, Don. I've been contacted by her the best friend, her sister was her best friend, and she was her best friend when Penny was with Simon Booth. So, and she said that when she got with Paul, it could be right, Lynn. She could be having dementia. Nobody knows. You don't know, do you? And I can understand if she's been a bit sick of it, if she's a bit annoyed of people and she's a bit grumpy. Some people are grumpy. Hello, Scrisbys. I can't say that. Scrisbys. Scribs. I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot of people that said she didn't exist. So we got proof. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Oh, thank you, darling. You know, we've got proof that she existed, and then we get called. We write, hello, Rocket Roy. We get told that we're out of order for that, for proving she was real. We can't win. Me and Sharon have been nothing but respectful throughout. You know, we've been really respectful, and we still get attacked. So Eddie stopped, has he? I don't know. Yeah, we're going to stop. So we're not going to continue this. But in the background, I am still going to be doing some research. And when I find stuff, if I find stuff, I will bring it to you. Really, Sharon, that's interesting. Said that you changed 2 years ago. It's a shame you can't come back up, Sharon. I might open up the panel actually and see if anybody else wants to come and give their view on this, give their thoughts. Because I think people are just like, we knew it was, do you know what? We knew it was going to be a whitewash, didn't we? What did her best friend say? Right, so Nicola's best friend when she was with Simon, her ex. So when she lived up north, it was after Essex. It was after Essex. She moved up north and she married Simon Booth. They weren't married for very long, apparently. Well, when she was with him, her best friend at the time, the best friend's sister, has been in contact with me, and she knew Nicola. Oh, thank you, Mickey. She knew Nicola because her sister was best mates with Nicola. So she's seen Nicola all the time. And she said how lovely Nicola was, how she was really happy. She was a lovely person, bubbly and outgoing. And then when she split up with Simon, the ex-husband, and she got with Paul, she completely changed. This lady said that her sister, Nicola, cut off all contact with her sister, who was her best friend, and Paul controlled her. Now that's come, you know, from people that knew her, that she wasn't allowed friends. Again, this is what I'm being told, so this isn't my own experience. I'm being told it by a third party, but that's what I've been told by a few different people, that she was really outgoing, and then all of a sudden she changed, she didn't stop being friends, but she stopped seeing her best friend and totally just changed completely. So it does make you wonder, you know, what sort of person Paul was. Yeah, apparently he married someone off coronation, but that people are saying that's a red flag. I don't know, it could just be a coincidence. You know, they are in Lancashire. You know, there are going to be people about that marry people who are in stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But that's just, it just seems, yeah. And I know that Sharon was also saying that at the inquest that Paul wasn't sat with the family, and also the dad had no eye contact with Paul. So Ernie had no eye contact with Paul whatsoever during the inquest. That's another strange thing. When Paul went out crying, the mom went out, her mom. Anne-Marie and her husband, very sus. Yeah. What does QF mean? Yeah, that the what's his name? Is it Rupert? Is it Rupert? No, Oliver. The son, is it? He's far left. He's a far left extremist by the looks of it. And what I'm reading, anti-Jewish, got some very, very interesting past, that one. I've seen some quite disturbing. Oh no, okay, Vicky, darling. Ah, get some rest, my darling. Well, what's happened? It's not fair to Penny. What's wrong, darling? What's happened? Oh, Vicky, sending you a cuddle, darling. She's not very well. Who's nuts? I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, so there's these questions that haven't been answered. And what can we do? What can we do now? They're not going to change. The family wanted this. Nothing's going to change, guys. Nothing's going to change. And I can understand why people have stopped. I know that I'm sick to death of hearing about the bench and the lead. Sorry, pro-Jewish. Well, there was some sweet freedom. There was some quite interesting Twitters. And some of his, like the name on Twitter is anti-Semitic. I need help, Vicky. What's happened? I'm really worried about Vicky. The woman in the red car at the inquest. Oh, yes, she was there as well. So the woman who in the red Range Rover, she was there. It says the woman in the red car who was shouting at a certain person was really miserable, looking especially on Monday, staring at the general public. And when at the end of the inquest, someone tried to show me some info and she screwed face and walked off. Was that the guy with the video? Yeah, Sharon, if you've got anything else you've remembered, do you want me to call you? Because Sharon was there. Please, I don't want to make it about me. Oh, Vicky, is there any way you can contact me? Are you on my Facebook? Can we keep Jews out of this before it gets even weirder? There's no, this isn't about Jews. No, from what I read, he was anti-Semitic, which is another thing I didn't like. But now I'm being told that he wasn't, so I don't know. No, this isn't about Jews whatsoever. No, I did read this out during one of my streams that his name on Twitter implied that he could be anti-Semitic, and a lot of the old Labour lot, like the Jeremy Corbyn, thank you, are known for that. So that was just another thing that I thought was a bit strange. I'm about 50 minutes behind. But has anyone done any tests on their Fitbits yet to see whether? Yeah, my Fitbit wasn't waterproof, but this was apparently a Versa 4. Has anyone got a Versa 4 Fitbit? Just give me a yes if you have. If anyone here has got a Versa 4 Fitbit, do we all put together and buy one and do some tests on it? This is how ridiculous this is getting. What do we do? I've got nothing against anybody religion-wise. No, anti-Semitic is what I thought. I thought he did, Vicky, but what was it a 4 though? Oh, Vicky, drop me an email. Was it a Versa 4, Vicky, love? Just Googled heartbeat after deaths and it's been known for 8 days though. Yeah, this wasn't a charge. The Versa's a more basic one. I'm just reading now. Angel's got a Versa 4. You've got one, have you, Angel? Anyone know how much they are? Okay, Rowan says it's down to... Yeah, but for 8 days. Maybe request an audio copy of the call. What call, sorry? The most we've ever had in here, I don't think it will ever happen again, was 2,000 people. Do you remember that, Jane? When Philip Schofield admitted it all. Hours, not days. Okay. Hello from Denmark, JC. I don't think they do have a heartbeat after death either. Oh, the works call. That would be really interesting. Really interesting. Vicky, I'm guessing you're in too much of a bad way. It was, wasn't it, Jane, to come up? Where's Nina? Eating a pizza. Oh no, just tastes of dough. Has anybody, hello Sarah, has anybody got a verse of 4? Vicky, was yours a verse of 4, darling? Now, Sharon, do you have anything else you want to add from the other day? Because you might have picked some stuff up that you've any more notes. Another thing is, where was Nicola for 23 days? Where? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Where was she? And the people that are saying accept it and get over it, well, doesn't make any sense, does it? Now, I've been sent some information. Okay. Now, listen to this. Hang on. This fantastic, absolutely fantastic researchers who contact me. You guys are amazing. Hang on a minute. Just give me a minute, folks. Sorry. I've been sent some information which was quite strange, to say the least. And I think we need to go into this because one of the people who heard the screams apparently don't even live there. Hang on. Right, okay, I've been sent some more information. Right, if you send me an email, I'm really behind, okay? So just please bear with me. Okay, just bear with me. I'm just looking now. It sent so much information. It's unreal. And it was about, the dentist, the facial surgeon who did it. So Mr. Andrew Edwards, consultant oral and maxillofacial surgeon at Royal Preston Hospital, compared Nikki's dental records to the dentition of a person recovered. So this is how they managed to identify Nicola. Okay. Now, another thing, why was she only why could they only identify with dental records? What's that about? I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's quite small. But why was she so, why? I don't understand that. Okay. About her dental records. But this goes on. It was confirmed by comparing her dental records. This, together with all the other findings and determinations in this inquest, proved a balance of probabilities that this is an occurrence more likely than not. So that's how they actually found out it was Nicola through dental records, but we knew that. But the doctor, it was a woman, wasn't it? The woman that did they brought in a second pathologist, didn't they? A home office pathologist. Was it Alison Amore? Was it? Someone sent me some information on her. Just give me a minute. She's been in trouble before for faking stuff. Hang on. Give me a minute. Okay, right. Now, this was sent in to me by a lovely lady who is an absolute fantastic researcher. Just give me a minute, guys, so I can find the link. I'm going to get this up on the screen. Okay, just bear with me a minute, folks. Sorry. It's totally unrelated to the Nicola Bulley case, but it's the person, the Home Office pathologist who did the post-mortem, was called Alison Armour, was it? Or Amore? I don't know how you say it. Well, she's already been in trouble before. Now, why wasn't she struck off for this? Hello, Bridget Blaine. Okay, so this is an article from the Independent. This is from the 6th of December 2017. Hello, Michelle Dunn. This was sent in to me by one of our subscribers who is probably the best research I've ever come across. She's absolutely fantastic. Big up to you who sent me this. I'm not going to say your name because you might not want it said, but you are amazing, lady. Okay, so now this article, right, is about a Poppy Worthington who was a child, who was an infant who was killed. Okay, now doctor jumped to conclusions. Now this is just a theory, all right? This is just a theory, but because this person has previously been accused and discredited for jumping to conclusions, has she gone the opposite way to try and make everything not be anything other than just natural? All right. So, Poppy Worthington, doctor jumped to conclusions in reporting child sex abuse fears. Oh. Home Office pathologist Alison Amore, or Armour, I don't know how you say it, just call it Amore, who is the same Home Office pathologist that did the post-mortem on Nicola. Okay. She was the same woman, the same doctor who did the post-mortem. Why was a Home Office pathologist even brought in to do this? Anyway, she carried out the I've put the link into this, by the way, if you're watching the replay, it's in the live chat. Who carried out the post-mortem after infant's sudden death, criticised over loss of professionalism in making allegations. All right, so she's been in trouble before. Oh no, it's a bloody it's a what's it? It won't let me show it, yeah, because it's going to make me pay or register. But basically, she raised concerns about the sudden death. Sorry, a doctor who first raised concern about the sudden death of Poppy Worthington rushed to the judgment over potential child abuse and lost her professionalism, a court has heard. So this doctor, Dr. Alison Amore, has been in trouble before. Let me see if I can open it on my phone. Hang on a minute. It might let me open it on my phone. It won't let me open it on here. So the point I'm trying to make is, right, surely she had to go to court. Shouldn't she have been struck off after this? Let me see if it'll open it on my phone. Hold on. So I read it the other day. It won't let me read it on my laptop. Right, it's letting me read it, okay? So I'm going to continue reading it on my phone. So this is what happened. She jumped to conclusions on examination of the 13-month-old tot, and her views became tainted after police told her of unsubstantiated allegations of her father, Paul Worthington, the girl's inquest at Kendal Coroner's Court was told. Dr. Armour concluded that Poppy, who was bleeding when rushed to hospital, viewer discretion advised. You might want to mute this because it's really bad. Okay. Had been injured by a penis or penis-shaped object. This is what she said, penetrating her bottom. The toddler collapsed at home in Barrow, Cumbria, in the early hours of the 12th of December 2012 and was pronounced dead in hospital an hour later. Mr. Worthington, who's the dad, was ruled to have probably assaulted her in an sex way before her death, according to a judge during the family court proceedings. And it goes on, detectives at Cumbria Police, who dismissed Dr. Armour's initial suggestion of child abuse as rash, botched their investigation, which meant that vital evidence was lost. And the Crown Prosecution Service has twice ruled there is now insufficient evidence to prosecute anybody over her death. Her father, who is now in hiding, has never been charged with any offence and denies any wrongdoing. She had 2 fractures to her right leg, only discovered after her death. Could have been caused accidentally, according to at least 3 other medical experts. Yet Dr. Armour's report said this girl was a victim of a physical assault. So she literally jumped to that conclusion. It went on. Mr. Thomas said this was a conclusion which, on the evidence, she was not entitled to make. You can't just jump to the conclusion, this is the judge, you can't just jump to the conclusion that this is physical injury was as a result of physical assault. The injuries Poppy had may be completely innocent. It may be her parents weren't watching her. And then he asks, how did you come to that conclusion? This Alison Armour said, Poppy was under 18 months of age. Fractures identified in children under 18 months are typically associated with abuse. There was no injury or circumstance that account for the injury. There was more than one fracture. That's why I say what I do, and I still do. So this Dr. Alison Armour was adamant that this little girl had been sexually abused by her dad and beaten and killed. Okay, even though 3 other medical professionals said that that wasn't the case, right? And the inquest said that wasn't the case. And it goes on. That Mr. Thomas continued when he was questioning her in the court. You have approached this case with a particular mindset, and that is betrayed by what you say about the fractures. You have lost your professionalism and objectivity. She replied, Dr. Armour replied, I totally disagree with you, sir. You are very wrong to call my objectivity and professionalism into question. Before Dr. Armour carried out her post-mortem examination, she was told by police of 2 items of intelligence of a sexual nature relating to the dad. But they were later found to be completely without foundation. So the police were drip feeding this doctor, this pathologist, information that they were just making up that the dad had done this to her. And then the pathologist, Dr. Alison Armour, went along with what the police told her and ruled that the little girl was murdered by the dad and sexually assaulted, even though the police information was found to be lies, and there's no evidence that the dad did anything wrong. So she could have put an innocent man behind bars. And the judge went on, I'm going to lay my cards on the table. You, out of all the experts who have looked at this case, and there's been a number, are the only one that says in the clearest terms that Poppy was the victim of being sexually assaulted. I'm going to suggest that you, Dr. Alison Armour, you, before you conduct your post-mortem, you had been tainted. You may have been influenced by what you were told by the police. And she says, no, not at all. And then he goes on, I'm suggesting that has influenced you. You can't unknow what you've been told. She goes on, it did not influence me in any way. And the judge went on, you were a single voice among the experts in the view that post-mortem evidence showed tears inside the child's bottom and represented significant injuries, yet no other medical people could find any of this. And again, you're on your own, aren't you? So the judge was really coming down at her, and it was ruled that the dad didn't do anything and there was no sexual assault. So I'm getting back into chat now. There was no sexual assault, but this pathologist had gone along with something because the police told her to. Yes, Dr. Alison Armour is the doctor, the Home Office pathologist who did the post-mortem on Nicola Bulley. But 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago, she was in court being told by a judge that your professionalism and your objectivity is out the window. She's been in trouble before for changing the results of a post-mortem to go along with the police narrative. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, that's just one case that has been sent to me where she has been in trouble before. The police, basically, what that's trying to say is the police tried to say that this little girl had been, hello, other side, the police told her that they thought that the dad had done this to her, right? And instead of just doing an impartial post-mortem, she took what the police told her, which turned out to be fake anyway. The police made it up or whatever. She went along with what they told her and did the post-mortem. Well, Julie, I'm just reading out. I'm just reading an independent newspaper article. That's all. So I'm not doing that. I'm not making any accusations. I'm literally reading an article. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Here's the article. Here, look. I couldn't open it on my laptop, but I could open it on my phone. This is the piece of evidence. I'll put the link in again. For some reason, I can read it on my phone. I must be logged in or something. I don't know. I must have registered at some point. But this Dr. Alison Moore is the same person who did this here, Home Office pathologist. Okay, and according to this, the police, it says here, the evidence that the police had was inconclusive. Sorry, the post-mortem was inconclusive, and the toddler's exact cause of death remains unascertained, right? And the judge, or the inquest coroner, Mr. Thomas, said that you're on your own there, aren't you? You've been influenced by what the police said. Now, these two, it says here, she was told by police of 2 items of intelligence of a sexual nature, which proved later to be completely without foundation. I'm just reading this article for anyone that wants to know. So basically, he's saying that the police told her this stuff and she went along with it to suit the police narrative. So yeah, she's got form. Maybe she is pregnant, Michelle, and that's why she wasn't there. So that's a good point, actually. So if this person, this Dr. Alison Moore, has already been in trouble in 2017 for going along with a police narrative and changing a post-mortem, which is what they're saying here, what else do you know? And does someone just say she's not registered? Is that right? So what's going on now? What we need to do, right? It's pointless going on and on and on and on about this because we can't change it. I personally think it's bullshit. Sorry for swearing, but I do. So the best thing we can do, guys, is to look into the people. Let's have a look into their past. Let's have a look. Hang on a minute. Let me just think of what I can put. Discredited. The best thing we can do is see who these witnesses are. Who are all these witnesses? Let's find out if they're genuine people. So let's find another article here from the Daily Mail. Here we go. I'll find another one. Look at this, folks. I can show you this. Okay, hold on. So this is about the Home Office pathologist that did the autopsy on Nicola Bulley. Again, this is December 2017. The lawyer for Poppy Worthington's father, that's the dad of the little girl, father's doctor, says the doctor, which is Dr. Alison Moore, who believed he sexually abused his 13-month-old, rushed to judgment at inquest into baby's death. Alison Moore raised concerns about the sudden death of Poppy Worthington. She's been accused of rushing to judgment over potential child abuse, a court has heard. Her father, Paul, ruled to have probably sexually assaulted her before death. So she's already there. She is there. Pathologist Dr. Alison Moore Pitcher to examine the toddler's body after she died told the inquest into her death today that she found no possible cause for natural death. So she put it on record that the dad did it without any evidence. So she's been in trouble today. I mean, she's been in trouble in 2017, and yet she's still here today. Thank you, Janet, darling. So I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know why she hasn't been struck off. So this is all in the public domain, guys, okay? It's all in the public domain. I'm not making anything up or making accusations. That poor little girl. Doesn't look like a pathologist, does she? Doesn't have that pathologist look, but what look do they have? So there you go. So I think the way that we need to go, like I say, is we need to start looking into the people now, into all these players in the background. Who are they? Who are they? And are they real people? Because people are saying it's all actors. Right, okay, then let's prove it. I'm sure we could, if we all look deep enough, we can find this out, surely. But yeah. Now, you'd think, right, after an accusation like that from this Mr. Thomas, who I'm guessing is a judge and not a coroner, you would think after that you wouldn't be working for the Home Office anymore. You know? Just a thought. You'd think so, wouldn't you? Hang on, I'm just having a quick look at her LinkedIn. Anyway, guys, I don't know, but that's just one thing that someone sent me, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know how she's been allowed to do a job. I don't know. The thing is that the police evidence, right? The police evidence that she went along with in her post-mortem was after it was found to have no foundation. So she said that the little girl had been abused in her bottom, but 3 other doctors said that that didn't happen. It wasn't true. So you've got 3 against 1. And it's the same pathologist who did Nicola Bulley's post-mortem. It could be a mix-up. I don't know. These new laws coming in. Yeah. They want to shut us down. Hello, Mama Bear Blue. I'm just having a drink. I just don't know what to say. Hello, lovely Jubbly. Yeah, Bridget Blaine's amazing. What are people saying in chat? So I think we need to look a little bit more into that person, see if there's anything else she's been in trouble with. And in any other walk of life, if you mess up your job that much, that I think Angel means the online safety bill. If you mess up your job to the point where some innocent man could have been put into prison, has been hounded, he's lost his little girl, for God's sake, lost your daughter, and you've been accused by this one doctor, right, was found to be wrong. Can you imagine? That man could have had his life destroyed. Now, what if, right, just a thought, what if this doctor is now terrified of getting it wrong again because of what happened in the past? She got it wrong. It could be an innocent thing. I'm just looking at it from all different views. What if this pathologist knows she cocked up, she got it wrong, and the little girl wasn't abused, okay, let's just say, and she now is scared to say, she actually thinks, do you know what, I think Nicola Bulley might have been killed and the bruises are wrong, right? I'm just saying, I'm looking at it from both sides. What if she's now scared to go outside the box. She's got the police telling her, the coroner telling her, everyone's telling her there's nothing to see here. This is just an accident. But because she's been the lone voice in the past, she doesn't want to be the lone voice again. It could be that. It could be that she was right about the dad. But according to all that evidence there, the dad didn't do anything wrong and the poor man's in hiding. So I don't know. And if you remember, the delay in the post-mortem was where they were waiting for this Home Office pathologist. Why were they waiting for her? Let's have a look at Sharon's comment here. A message I saw at someone at the inquest who said some higher up lead Freemasons have given a donation to JA. Yeah, I heard that as well. Where was that said, Sharon? Do you want me to ring you and you can explain, or do you just want to put it into chat? Yeah. Oh, what? Well, the Fitbit, yeah. Yeah, so it could just be she was just being weary and she didn't want to be a lone voice, because last time she was a lone voice, James Adley, last time she was a lone voice, she got into a lot of trouble. So it could be that this Alison and Moore is innocent and doesn't want to go against the narrative. Or it could be that she has been told to go along with a accidental drowning. We don't know. We just don't know, do we? Hello, K&D, love, how you doing? No idea, Celtic Cross. They didn't even do toxicology reports. They did alcohol, but was there any antidepressant report? Was there any drugs? Was there any toxicologies done other than the one for the alcohol? I much prefer GB News. I do support them a lot. So there's lots of things. She's definitely not on the GMC register, which is worrying. That was it, Maria. You're right. Paracetamol and that other thing, wasn't it? Was that it though? Did they run any other tests? A medicine? But we don't have any proof of that. When you say a message, do you know what the message was, Sharon? Yeah, there should have been a full report, just me 23. And did we actually see that? That it just feels as though there wasn't enough evidence. Apparently, according to Peter Folding, it was pulled at Bulley. Now, I don't know if I can tell you this because someone's been in contact recently. He's a really nice guy. We chat most days. He's met Peter Folding, just to let you know. And I might do, with his permission, I'll do a show. I'll tell you next stream, because I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you this. But he met up with him. And he's a really nice guy. Unfortunately, most parents don't know they are in a contract. Well, I'm definitely not, because my boy is home educated. And he goes when I tell him to go. He doesn't go anywhere that the government tell him to go to. She's not on a GP register, but she's on the specialist register, says Cynthia. Something Martin had. Martin? Is Martin here? Martin Clark? The thing is, though, when it's on you, Martin actually seen this, though, or Sharon, so we need it from first-hand view. How you doing, Maria, love? Medical Council, General Medical Council, shall we be registered? So I just find this really interesting. Now, that's just one of our lovely researchers have done a tiny bit of research into that one. Hello, Martin. Do you want to pop up, mate, and give us your views? Parents who are educated are on the list. Yeah, I don't care. Well, there's no official list now, but do you know what? Our council are sound with it. They really are. They do we do a report every year. Might meet up for a coffee in a couple of weeks' time at a coffee morning. Normal dose of paracetamol. Martin, do you want to pop up? If you do, I'll send you the link, my friend. That's why I'm going to be a bit quiet for a few days. I've got a few projects I need to do. One of them is Jack's home ed report, and there's some other things that I can't talk about publicly that I've got to do over the next few days. So I am going to be taking some time off, folks. I'll be uploading shorts, and I will be uploading the members tab, but I will be quiet for a few days because I've got a lot to do. Should be on the list of home office pathologists. Yeah, good point, Kelly. Now, that is just one of our amazing researchers doing a tiny bit of research on one person involved in the inquest. Now, what we need to do is, as a collective, is who else is dodgy in there? You know? Let me just and just speak to Al. Hang on. So yeah, we need now. Let me just send this to Martin. Hold on. Let me just find the chat. Oh, Martin, it's in the chat group with Sharon. If you want to pop up, mate, the link's there. I'm not going to have time to do an open panel tonight. I'm going to go in a minute. I'm tired. I might try and nip on tomorrow night. I'll see. Yeah, Nini Week's in trouble. Hello, Candice. Yeah, maybe. I did one tonight, Candice, darling. I'm way behind. Depends. If the weather's nice, I might, but I've got so much to do, and I think we might be. I'm not sure if we're going to the garden centre tomorrow. I don't know, but yeah, I'll try. I'll try and get on and do an outside for an hour or half an hour. But I have got a load of things. You like your quotes? Well, thank you. So that's just one person who was involved in this. Okay, who is dodgy. Ninniwig, you can be. Ninniwig does need a lawyer. Oh, thank you, Jane. What say I doing in the garden? It's not in the garden. What do you mean? Oh, in the back. Well, long story. We've got all of our lounge in there at the moment. Oh God, I'm tired. Oh, and just gutting it out, and the gardener's helping as well. So yeah, so there we go. I'm just going to wait and see what if Martin wants to pop up. The link, Martin, is in the chat. I'll give you another couple of minutes. So what do you guys think about this then? Okay, Rebecca, sweetheart. Yeah, we'll probably do a stream on Sunday night of paranormal, hopefully, anyway. Again, it depends on... Oh, no, because What's-It's at work, isn't he? Who's that? Sorry, I'm just reading the chat now. Nikki, Pat, don't you believe in justice? Have we got one of the Paul Ansell supporters in? They won't accept it. They won't accept that we're questioning this. And the thing is, if you notice how they shout the loudest, they remind me like the thank you, Celtic Cross. Thank you. I don't know who the man in black is. I've just been contacted by people, by a certain person. I don't want to name anybody, saying that they... How can I put this? I didn't, Louise, but thanks for reminding me. I'm so tired. Right, I've been contacted by somebody who is local to in St. Michael, mentioning no names, and they say, thank you again, Celtic Cross, they say that the man in black is locally thought to be a fisherman. There you go. Having another drink. I'm not disappeared. Yes, thank you, Celtic Cross. But have you noticed, though, these lefties, the cancel culture lot, want to shut everyone down? Have you noticed? It's always the same people, isn't it? It's always the same people. I'm not a supporter of anything. I didn't say it was a supporter. Also, these are usually Antifa type. What happened to... Oh, yeah. I was thinking that the other day, actually. Yeah, disappeared. Now, they were out at the same time as the Nicola Bulley thing. So, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. Who was the guy? I don't know. I did find out who it was, actually. And I can't remember the name. I'm just reading the chat now. Right, Martin's not here. Martin Clark's not here. Oh, someone just bought a coffee. Thank you. And someone bought some the other day as well. I always leave a little thank you note. Thank you so much, Susan. Oh, how kind. Thank you, darling. How you doing, Bridget, love? Okay, I can come up. Brilliant, Martin. Just I'm not going to be on for much longer, but pop up and give your thoughts before we go. Hello, I can't say your name. Madazzler Pam, Death Count. How you doing? I was talking about that earlier, actually. It wasn't Spencer Sutcliffe who was digging. Okay, I can confirm that. That was all lies and rumours and bullshit on Facebook groups yet again. It wasn't him. There were so many rumours that have been put out. I know it was, and I can't remember his name, but it wasn't him. Penny, I must tell you, the police lost evidence. Really, Anne? So it could be a case of, hello, Pink Soda. It could be a case of, I've sent it you. I'll put it in the chat. But this is just for Martin. I'm not going to be on much longer. I'm really tired. I need to go and get Jack into bed. He's waiting for me now. So I've got like 5-10 minutes at the most, Martin. I've missed some chat. Sorry. No, Pat, you misunderstand. I'm not saying that you're a Labour Party. I'm saying that people that want to shut us down about this are those lefty lovey types. They act the same. I'm not saying that you're one. I'm saying it's the same. So, Anne, there's a chance then that... Oh, thank you, Una. Oh, is it Una? Yeah, it is Una. My boss used to be called Una. Lovely lady. It's not you, is it? Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Hello, Julie, love. Sound is fine. So, it could... Hello, Marie. What don't you agree with, sweetheart? So, it could be a case of... I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to be in the middle. It could be a case that this Alison lady was actually spot on and the dad did do it and she was a lone voice. And on this occasion, the Nicola Bulley case, she doesn't want to be a lone voice. So she's decided to go along with the narrative. She could be a good person. We just don't know. We don't know. You need not in this. Oh, you've got your echo on. You need to turn off YouTube, Martin, please, mate.
Yeah.
That better? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're going to do some digging soon into some of these people who were at the inquest. But Martin, what were your thoughts? I know you were there. You were there on day 2, weren't you? You missed day 1, is that right?
I missed day 1 because I wasn't so well. But day 2, I was quite close to where I think I was about 2 rows behind where the police were. So, and I was on the same row as, is it Hannah? No.
Hannah Gibbons, is it? Her friend?
Not Hannah. The one who, Nadia, sorry.
Oh, Nadia fell, yeah.
Yeah, so I was on the same row as that. As a few of them who were the close friends. So,
could you hear what they were saying?
What they were saying to each other? Not really, because there's a gap between me and them by about 1 seat. So I wasn't really like leaning over. I was more concentrating on what was being said by the medical people who came on the 10th.
Yeah.
I took what she said, the lady who actually came from Synergy, which is a mental health team that came out. I listened to what she was saying, but I do agree with what her outcome was basically that at one way she was saying that Nikki presented with some mental health, but not that kind of mental health where she needed to be sectioned or anything like that, which I thought was good because that alleviates all this, oh, she's got mental health problems or this, that, and the other. I took it as when Nikki said she just wants, it was the way she said it was that she didn't want to be here. That must have meant, I took that as she didn't want to be there right that second while the police were there, ambulance were there, mental health people were there. Because I'd say exactly the same. If there's that many people in my house, I turn around to her and say, I don't want to be here. Yeah, because that's what most people would say. I don't want to be here, but I am here and I'm going to deal with it. And the bit that at the end, Mr. Adderley turned around to her and said, was she in a suicidal state? And she said, no. So Nikki couldn't have been in a proper suicidal thoughts because this specialist lady who came from Synergy, she would have picked up on it, and if there was any major flags, it would have come up. She would have picked it up straight away, but she didn't. So that's why they left. I left her to just calm down and just think. Louise looked after her for a few days, up to the 13th. And then by that time, Nikki had stopped drinking. But on the 11th, which is a bit of a weird one, because on the 11th, she went to Fleetwood, working at the hospital at Fleetwood, because apparently she'd banged her head and she felt concussed, sick and drowsy. So they took her to Blackpool Vic and did a MRI scan or a CT scan, whichever one it was, and that came back clear. So there was no damage in her head, meaning any part of her brain, no blood clots or anything in her brain at that time. So my concern is, where did she bang her head? Was it the night before, on the 10th?
Well, apparently, according to like what we're looking at, she went to the hospital on the 11th, which would mean that she banged her head the day after. This is why we need the report, because that's what people are saying, that she banged her head on the 11th and that the visit was on the 10th. But do you know what I don't get? Now, I've just found this article. Let me just see if I can find it. Hang on. But I can't now. Watch. Just found an article that said that Paul rang the ambulance. That's not true, is it? It was the sister.
It was Louise. That's what was said in the inquest. Louise said she rang for an ambulance, and the ambulance brought the police and brought basically it's really called a crash team, isn't it, for mental health? Crash team.
Yeah, mental health, the crisis team.
Yes. So that's who Synergy is. they liked, instead of taking people to A&E where they're vulnerable, or taking them to the police station, which makes them even more vulnerable and more down and depressed, because they're in a situation where they don't want to be, because they've got it's the liking to do this home visits instead of going out and taking people up to the hospital, and a 24-hour watch gets put on them, which then puts the patient in more of a wound up state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll get them wound up whichever way. So the best option is visiting them at home and doing a review like that, which they can do, and it is, they can get that information and they can pick up on different things, how people say stuff back to them.
Yeah, the crisis team can be really good, but what I don't get is that why was Louise there? And what I was reading, it looked like Louise took Nicola back to hers, but now they're saying that she was staying there. I don't know why Louise is around. It's making me suspicious, but look at this article here. This was 15 hours ago, right? Let me just get the chat off the screen. A sec. Sorry guys. Hello Lissy, love. This didn't make it. This was 15 hours ago. Nicola Bulley's partner called NHS for help after mother of two suffered mental health blip. So they're saying here that he rang the NHS mental health response team, visited her home following concerns around her alcohol use. Doesn't make any sense, because they're saying that none of it makes any sense.
This bit doesn't actually make sense, because it was Louise, and Louise even turned around and said Nikki was proper pissed off with her for doing it.
Yeah.
But she did it for the love of her sister, basically.
Has Louise got a partner, do we know? Because I'm hearing more and more that Louise has moved in with Paul now.
And she was married, that I know.
Oh, thank you, Peggy.
At one point, but I don't know if she's still married. But
oh, thank you, mate. I've had people contacting me saying that I've had one of Nicola's school friends telling me that Louise was always jealous of Nicola. Hello, Sawon. But I don't know. But this doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, not this bit. Not the way he's saying he's ranked, because in the tribunal, Louise said that she rang. They gone round or something, just as usual on the Thursday. No, sorry. She'd gone round for some reason.
Yeah, but why would she have been there? It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Did Paul call her?
I just don't know. I'm just thinking more and more that Louise is more involved with Paul than we know. Why is she with Paul? Oh, Jenna. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like
if she's
doesn't make any sense. And here it says she appeared intoxicated, and then it says, however, when asked if she had appeared depressed, she said no. And then it says that she remained in her bedroom wearing leggings. Like, what a strange thing to say, wearing leggings and appeared intoxicated. Why leggings? Are they saying that she had no top on and just a pair of leggings on? Why?
She did have a top on.
Why don't they just say she had a t-shirt and the leggings on then? Don't know. And then it says, was she undressed?
It was about the lady who came from Suniji. She actually just said that Nikki was in her leggings and sat on her bed, and she had a vest top on. So a vest top is, so she is dressed. It was, she said it was as if she was dressed to go to bed.
I just find it really strange how they're discussing what she was wearing. Like, And they're literally the contradictions here. So they're basically saying that Paul rang the NHS, and it's a big headline. It's Paul. It says here, partner called NHS for help after mother or two. Now another thing is they're saying that the blip was at Christmas. That was the blip. The blip wasn't in January. The blip was at Christmas. Thank you, Jane. So what was this then? If this wasn't a blip, I'm going to get off now as well, Marie. I've got Jack waiting for me. Something's wrong here again with the sister. Now, is this the reason why the family want to go for the accidental death? Because they're trying to protect Louise? You just don't. What's happened between Nicola going missing and now to make the family do a full 360 on this? Oh my God, that's Kia Cars. I can't stand him. Oh, Kia. Free the pig. Ninny's in trouble. Ninny Wig. Ninny Wig is in solitary confinement for piddling on mummy. He did, Marie. He did. Peter did everything he could, and yet he's still being blamed.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's a shame with Peter.
Yeah, it is.
He really is a decent guy. And this situation where they're saying her Fitbit watch was still sending out a pulse for 8 days.
Yeah, exactly.
And this so-called, what they call cold water shock. Now, I've spoke about this to you well before now about cold water shock. Yes, it can happen fast in a very slim in very slim occasions. Because we've had 6 people lose a boat right in front of an ice cap in the Laguna, and they were in the water for 35 minutes, and every one of them survived. So that's really
Boxing Day stuff that people do as well.
Yeah, precisely.
And a jump in the freezing cold water on Boxing Day. Wrong emoji, Jamie. There you go. I've done it right. Thank you, mate. Really kind. It doesn't make any sense, right? And this is why people are asking these questions. Now, do you know anything about this note before we go? Because I need to go. What Sharon mentioned about take care of a side of life. I love you, mate.
About Jay.
About JA and the 1.3 million. Did you see this note?
I haven't seen that note at all.
Okay. Where did this come from? Do you know?
I don't know where that's come from at all.
Right, okay.
I wish I could find out where it's come from because it sounds a bit weird.
It could just be made up. It's like people are blaming me for the bipolar thing. No, it was put. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. It was put out on Facebook groups, as you know, in January and February.
Yeah. And
thank you, John.
When I came up, I turned around and said to you, I think somebody tried to dupe you with that and dupe everybody else with it and try and chuck hurdles in front of everybody.
Yeah, well, apparently it was on the groups weeks before they contacted me. And the person who contacted me said that they had put it on the is it a sleuth.org or something? Had put it on there. And that's what they were on about. They said that this is true and that they had proof and whatnot. And did I want to see it? And I said no.
Well,
but because I get contacted by somebody, then that's not my fault. If someone contacts me and says, "You put this out," and I've still got people now saying that I made it up. No, it was put out weeks before.
I even saw it on one of the chat rooms.
And then it got taken down, didn't it? Apparently,
the chat room got shut down.
Yeah, I remember that. The group. No, Ninny Wig is guilty, and it wasn't a little piddle. It was a full web sleuths. That's it, Mara. Thank you, darling. So whoever did that were they trying to set people up, or is it true and it's not been disclosed at the inquest? I just don't know. But that's what it was. We were told that she had bipolar and schizophrenia. Now, that hasn't come out. Martin, I meant to ask you, did at the inquest, did the coroner or anybody give any explanation of where Nicola's body was for 23 days?
No,
No, okay.
not on day 2. Nothing was that. They just turned around and said she would have been in the river.
Teeth.
So this is a bit what I can't get around now, because somebody sent me what the police did the river check, and in his video he's actually turned around and said they got to the scene at 4:20 or 4:10 in the afternoon on the day of the 27th. They're the specialist marine divers.
Yeah,
It's January, so our clocks haven't changed to British summertime by then.
Yeah.
It would have been dark. He was saying they were shining torches into the river.
Yeah.
They could see it all the way down to the bottom. They could see the stones and everything at the bottom, and they searched and they couldn't find her. Now there was an incident up at Carlisle a few weeks back, where a few people had gone into the water and 2 was missing, and then they found 1 who was fine and they got him out, but they were still looking for 1. And you know something, they found him by 4 o'clock in the morning, about 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. They found this lad, and they found that lad within the first 24 hours. So this is what makes me think, did the police get there too late? Did the divers get there too late?
Weren't they there pretty much straight away though? Good
No.
night, Nikki, darling.
From what he's saying on his video, that he's saying they got there at 4:20 or 4:10. I know it's 4 o'clock-ish because that's what he said on his. I think you've actually put that video up of it, haven't you? On
the reconstruction.
Yeah, the reconstruction.
Yeah. So and why did the police take so long? I don't get it.
He's in that video. He says the fire brigade were there before they were, and they were searching.
Right. Okay.
And they have their own search. They have their own search teams as well. So.
And then you had all the locals as well.
Yeah, the dog, all the caniver dogs.
Yeah.
That many caniver dogs on that thing. They should have picked up a scent straight away if she was anywhere near. And for what he's turning around and he's saying that she might have travelled at 1 metre a second. 1 metre a second is blooming fast.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. I know it's got I know the river's got an undercurrent, but not to that kind of speed up near the bench.
And I don't think there was that much of a current, was there?
No. I know it was a cold day. I do know that.
Yeah, but it wasn't frost. It wasn't frosty though, was it?
In Preston,
I don't think it was frozen.
It was a bit frosty in Preston, but I don't know what it would have been up there because the weather is slightly different because you're on near enough to the coast. So the temperature is going to be a lot lower than what it would be in a town centre or if you understand that, because it's open area, so the cold air gets. But it's all this. The steps prior to them saying she went into the water and then there was no more steps. She did 4,000 and something steps.
Yeah, 4,500 steps basically,
Yeah.
which makes
So,
no sense.
which doesn't make sense because if she was traveling in a car, she's not doing no steps.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Now, sorry, I was just going to say you sent something about a woman was raped. Is that right? On the 27th of January.
well, that's what was on Lancashire Police's webpage.
It's been wiped now. I can't find it.
Yeah, it has been wiped because I even tried. Because I actually showed somebody that it was
No.
me. It was me who showed.
Yeah, because I've seen it and I've just done a search, and it just says here, man who assaulted pregnant woman. I can see something. Curtis Bamsey appeared at Preston Crown Court, and he was sentenced to 6 years. And I think that's it. But when I click on it, it's disappeared.
Yeah.
So I think that's there was a woman raped the day they found Nicola. By the looks of it.
Well, on the day they found Nicola, or the day Nicola
The day she went missing. Sorry,
missing. Yeah,
27th of January.
It said on mine because I was looking, because I looked on the police webpage and I was like, what's going on up there?
Yeah.
And that's what made me really go into the parish council meetings through YouTube to find out what the hell's been going on. I knew there was
still on there, are they?
Are
they still on there, the meetings?
I think so, yes. You can still get on it. You have to subscribe to it.
So you sent me a screenshot of when you looked online, and it comes up with a dangerous offender who raped a 75-year-old woman and sexually something, doesn't say, on January the 27th on the footpath by the river off Garstang Road in St Michael on Wyre. And it was the top in the Google search.
Yeah,
and
it was right at the top.
When did you do that search? Because it's now disappeared.
Within the first 2 days.
Right. So that's been removed now.
It was there, and then when they started changing all the thing and removing most of Nicola Bulley stuff off the page, then that actually went missing as well. So they cleared most of the page off.
Why are they censoring the internet? It's literally like communist China living in this country now. There's no difference. I'm just looking at the chat. So, and Sharon says he was in a buoyancy suit, not logged down with wet clothing. Exactly. And it was the wrong time of year. Hello, Teresa. Bad Temmie could be a major suspect. Bad Penny. I've always thought that Bad Penny was not involved, just a grumpy grandma. But the police are still looking for the offender, says Bridget. So that was the day that Nicola went missing, that somebody was raped. Was the fisherman? I don't know, but have you got anything else you want? We might do one. I don't know yet. It depends if I can get this stuff done. I might pop on tomorrow night and do an open panel. If I don't, Martin, though I probably will. Have you got anything else you want to add? Because I need to get off because my little boy's calling me. Would you like to add some of anything else?
Yeah, I think it should have been an open verdict.
Yeah, and me.
Because there was the inconsistencies, because they didn't at the end of the part, they didn't turn around and say how Nikki ended up in the river.
Yeah.
There's no significant slip marks or anything like that.
Yeah.
So how did she get in that river? They can't determine how she got into that river. If she fell, or if this certain person, man in black, pushed her or removed her from the scene. And that's why they still got a heartbeat thing on her, and it was still recording for 8 days.
No, there was, yeah, exactly. And just to answer OE, there was no head injury. Hello, Night Hunter, lots of love, mate. There was no head injury on the autopsy. This is what didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sharon said she sent something. Oh, he was convicted on the 27th. Okay. Thank you. I've seen that, Peaky Blinders, but where did they get that from? Is the question. I think that was a load of lies, Rebecca, because that was debunked, wasn't it? When that woman said that she seen PA with bin bags, walking down the road with one of the kids or something. I think that was debunked as a lie. I don't know if you've heard of that. That woman who said she was walking past on the 18th of February, and she was driving past on the way back from Blackpool, and she seen Paul walking along with black bags and a dog and a kid under his arm or something. I just find that rubbish. Like Nicola was fine, but I think that was debunked. There's a lot of rumours going around. It's all right, Rebecca, darling. I like your picture. You've got a new picture. It's strange you didn't mention any footprints. Yeah, exactly, Heather. So I'm just...
Yeah, this is the bit what I can't understand. There's no slip mark, no footmarks. And if there was, it would have been there and they would have picked up on it.
Exactly. Thank you, Peaky Blinders.
And there's it's that whole section is missing. If you understand that, it's not on camera.
Yeah.
It's not on CCTV cameras. And the thing is even the people at the garage said there was 2 people in the area that were always seen on 2 days, the day before and on the day. Plus the guy who saw, one of the witnesses saw this guy in black clothing, the man in black.
Someone else contact me about that, Martin, and
you know,
I think they know who it is. Just tell me privately.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
And this person, the man in black, if it's the same person, is also a regular.
Yeah.
Even though they live locally, they live 5 minutes away, they also regularly go and visit the caravan park and chat with Bad Penny and co. Locals have noticed this, so
interesting.
I'll tell you this privately. I can't tell you who.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
And they drive a red 4x4 as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no dash cam makes no sense. So I was gonna say something else now and I forgot. Yeah, so if you go back to Michael, is it Michael Oakley? The guy who died in 2018, the young lad.
Michael Brooks.
Michael Brooks, sorry. His inquest was deemed an open inquest.
Yeah.
Because they found his body in the river, right, after 23 days, just FYI. And he was doing drugs, so there's more evidence for an accident here than there is for Nicola. He was like 19, he was in the park doing hallucinogenics, and he ran away because he was obviously drugged up. He ran off with his mates, and then there's no evidence of what happened, but he was found in the river after 23 days, the river Rubble. Now, some people say...
Apparently there's 2 people.
Yeah, one witness says they seen him on the bridge with 2 men arguing or they were fighting him. But then his mate reckons that he wasn't on the bridge. Now, the difference here is the family of Michael wouldn't accept an accident. They believe that Michael was done harm. And they will not stand for this, so that the coroner had to do an open verdict, and the family are still trying to find answers.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the family on Nicola Bulley's case were pushing for accident, the coroner went with that. So that's just your proof that if the family push for they won't accept the accident, then you're more likely to get an open verdict. And the family didn't want an open verdict, which to me, I can't get my head around it.
the solicitor might have suggested to the courts for an accidental, because the way the police had tarnished Nikki's name. Because
Maybe.
they did. Because
Yeah, they did.
they put all their details out, and it was like, what? That's going against any doctor's stuff or anything. They shouldn't be putting stuff. Shouldn't have put that out.
No, they shouldn't. I don't know. Brum Vixen. They only spoke via the solicitor.
Yeah.
Poor Michael Brooks. And we've got to remember as well that Daniel Hives is still missing, guys.
Yeah,
He's been missing since December. I think it was December the 10th. I might be wrong on that. And they still haven't found him.
He was at Lancaster.
Yeah, he was at Lancaster next to the River Loon, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
And
but that River Loon, it filters back into the River Wyre, so you can go all the way through. It's not that River Wyre goes all the way out back towards Morecambe, and it goes all the way out towards Fleetwood. So it's you've got two tidal things coming in. So you've got one coming from one side, and then you've got another one coming in from the other side. So it's like that girl who went missing in Lancaster and then was found in Horton 7 days later or 6 days later. So
that recent one, was it?
Yeah, that's the recent one. The young lady.
Yeah, that was weird. How she just appeared there. Do they know what happened to her?
Let
me guess.
There's nothing been said. It's gone quiet on that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it'll be they'll say. I need to research. It was Shannon, wasn't it? Shannon somebody.
Yeah.
The last name. Yeah, Derek Clayton's still missing. The Derek Clayton is really, really strange. Yeah, I've seen that Peaky Blinders, but they haven't said where they got it from. Where's the information? That Derek Clayton thing's bloody weird because they've not mentioned it since. There's no family or anything. I've asked the police for an update on him and they haven't responded. Derek Clayton. That is a really strange thing. And the rumour saying that he was a retired aerospace engineer is just lies. There's so much misinformation online. I debunked that within a few hours. He didn't work he wasn't a retired aerospace engineer. He didn't work for Paul. It was just conspiracy. Yeah, I think it might have been all the tea actually, but Ninny's in trouble. Ninny piddled on me, guys. Yeah, there's so many people going missing. It's wrong. Just reading the chat now. Yeah, Sour Ninny week had too much tea. That was not looked at. So I don't know. I know that the lady in Northern Ireland has just been confirmed it was her because they ate her. Did you hear about that?
What?
Yeah, the lady, the young girl, I think she's only 25. I had someone contact me last week saying that
yes, the
they
girl
ate her and just left the head.
They ate her?
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, they've literally taken all this time to identify her.
What?
Yeah, Shannon Canning, thank you, Purple. Not her. She's the lady she's the young girl who died.
And they found out. And they found out near Horton.
It'll come out when I'm tired. Did Paul have a hat on in the inquest, by the way? Just wondering.
No.
And did he look like he had his Botox and stuff?
No.
Was he made to look like all upset? And did you get the sense that it was like when he was crying, did it seem overly dramatic? Fisherman Sam.
He was quite well spoken. He spoke quite clearly, but the coroner said something to him, and they were on about if Nicky had put the lead tried to put the lead on Willow, and the coroner turned around and said, "What do you think happened?" And then that was it. It was like as if the coroner was asking him, "Do you think she might have fallen in?" unsteady or whatever and just fallen in. But at that point, he just broke down, which I think most people would, because you're going through the exact repercussion of what's happened or thinking of what may have happened. Because at that time, they were just concluding if it may have been possible that Nikki fell in. But she would have got out by the steps. There's little steps there, them rocks. There's more steps underneath that, so I've been told, because the fishermen are supposed to have put some different rocks there, so they can climb out.
Climb out.
Yeah, so people can climb out, so the fishermen can actually physically climb out.
I'm laughing at Carlos's message. Tickle me. He'd piss himself. I'm gonna say, have you heard about that pissy pole thing?
Yeah,
it's all over Facebook, wasn't it, in the early days, and then it got removed.
I saw it. I've got screenshots of that. I've got a screenshot who sent it. I looked at the name and I thought, well, and then I looked where she was. Then I thought, that's a familiar name, which were connected to other caravan parks.
The person who said his name's Pissy Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? I can't remember. Is it a Fletcher?
No.
Nadia?
No.
I can't remember.
Did I not send it you on yours? I did. On your
but I can tell you now that I got accused of saying that I was making that rumour up. No, Pissy Paul has been going around for months and months that he was a coke addict.
I'm trying. I can't.
Lucy, you just hear a voice.
I can't. Where's my other? If I get my other phone, I'll be able to send it you again.
Surely she's not back.
I know I showed Sharon it, and I showed Joe. Is it Joe and Michelle?
Yeah. Did Janet? Did you meet Janet F? Was it Janet? Did you hear that, Jane? Surely not. I laughed before at Carlos comment. Colin Robertson, you're one of the Gregory Hallett supporters. There was a voice, wasn't there, Blackjack? I'm telling you, that was a voice. I covered all. What was that? Oh my goodness. We all heard that. Oh no, not again. We're not getting EVPs again, are we? Colin, you're part of the Gregory Hallett crew. I covered that about 3 years ago. And in the end, I managed to debunk it. But I was really hopeful. I just got kicked out. Oh my God. No, it weren't coming from me. I heard it again as well. There's only me here, and I've not got my phone next to me or anything.
I've just walked into my bedroom.
And have you got a TV on or anything?
I've no TV on, but the property I lived in, the last owner died in my bedroom.
Oh.
So that's.
Don't be scared.
It doesn't bother me. I just what's it called them. I just tell them they're fine doing whatever they're doing. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, leave Martin alone, please.
I don't mind them. They don't bother me. I just, if they're about that, they can stay. I'm not asked about them, but as long as they don't start trying to, like grab hold of me or out like that, or try to, or go through me, or.
Have you got any spooky stories for Sunday's paranormal night, Martin?
I can do.
Are you free on Sunday?
Possibly, yes. Yes, I am.
It's breaking in the out.
If you want to do that one that I sent you, that has big connections to
Which one? What did you send me? I can't remember.
that Jingle Hall.
Oh, did you send it me? I thought it was a story you were going to tell, wasn't you?
I sent you the stuff about Jingle Hall and
Yes, God, that was a while ago. Was that on email or Messenger? I can't remember.
Messenger.
Right, okay. I'll have a look. We're going to keep digging for a bit, Sue, but I'm probably going to be digging in the background. I looked into all of that, Colin, and I was supportive of him, but then I found out that it was his friend who was actually the heir. I heard it again.
What EVPs?
Yeah. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Hello? 1 tap for yes, 2 taps for no. I'm taking the piss, guys. I know that you can't have 1 tap if there's nobody there. Hello? Is there anybody there? Yeah, did they say what caused the bruises? It did sound like hello. I heard it. I'm telling you, it always happens on here. And people think it's me. Like, I haven't done anything. Yeah, Blackjack heard it. Maybe we'll get Paz on Sunday night if he's free, and we'll see if Lucy comes and tells us. Many heard it was his friend. He's on his own. Don't be scared, Mara. The President of the Republic of Ireland will soon be welcoming Joseph Gregory Hallett to Southern Ireland Company with the Stone of Scone. Yeah, but how, Colin? You might have been brainwashed, mate. He has brainwashed a lot of people. Like, just be careful. I did look into it all. He said that he'd wrote to President Trump and everything. He was going to be called king, and he wasn't. There's anything I'm talking about, but it's too much to go into now. Sound like a child, says Blackjack. Yeah. What did the guy say was on? Do you know about the video, Martin? You weren't? He wasn't there on day one, were you? When the guy said he had a video that he'd gone to the coroner about.
No, I wasn't there day one, so
3rd of Feb, yeah.
I'm looking through the thing. If I'm looking for that.
Oh, that thing you sent me. Hello? Hello, EVP? EVP? Testing. What is your name? Is that you, Loose Love? Celtic Cross? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Yeah, do you know what? I have actually had weird things with Nicola, but I don't want to say it because it's too weird. And also, people think I'm making it up, so it's pointless telling you.
Weird dreams. Penny?
Sorry?
You get weird dreams?
Dreams and things moving around.
Yeah.
Jeff's wig. Keep shit at your end. I don't tell people because it just makes me sound more insane than people think I already am.
You know, some people can pick up off something and it can be quite well ahead of what's happening. I've had them kind of dreams. I have them quite regular.
Oh, when you dream something and then it happens?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I have them.
But that's possibly because of where what adds on to if I come up on Sunday to speak about the one of the most haunted houses in the country. So
that'll be good. That's if Sunday, yeah. It depends if I get everything done, but hopefully, because I'm gonna have a couple. Hello, Joe. I need a few days off, but I've got a lot I've got to get done. So hopefully, I'll have it done by Sunday night. And hang on a minute. Poncho's doing his show next week. Yeah, hopefully Poncho will be around because he gets home from work. So Right, I'm going to go, guys, because I need to go because my little boy is.
I'll
sleeping.
send you that what's it called what was put on the chat rooms.
Yeah, just put it in the chat with Sharon as well.
Yeah. Because I have it because I took a screenshot and the actual person who.
Okay, thank you. Good night, Ted. Right, guys, I'm going to get off now. We don't know, Bridget, love. We have no idea. Yeah, I need a few
There you
days.
go. I've got it, Penny.
Okay, send it me, and then I just
Sure.
heard it again.
Yeah, I heard that.
There's no. Why would my microphone suddenly start doing feedback? Like the only time my microphone buzzes is when my phone's next to it, and it's not next to it now. That was at the beginning of the stream. That was weird. We need to listen, but I don't know, JJ, love. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Take care, Celtic Cross. Thanks for the super duper chat. Fiona Gregory, ta-ra a bit. Ta-ra a bit, love. Right, good night, everybody. Can we all thank Martin?
I've sent it.
I heard it again. Okay, thank you, Martin. I'll check it out after. Thank you, thank you, Candice, love. Good night, Rebecca, darling. I love you more, Bridget Blaine. Thank you, Jane, as always, because you're amazeballs. And Louise has been sending me updates. Thank you so much, Sweet Freedom. I don't know what it is, Debbie, love. It's weird. No night, Marv, love. No night. What's this about fire and rescue? Financial independence, retire early, fire NHS. Blimey, we need a nickname for you. I heard it again. It sounded like Lucy that time. Take care. See you Sunday, Rebecca, darling. Right, take care, everybody. Lots of love. No night.
I've sent it through to you on yours, and I'm just about to send it to you on the joint one.
Okay, brilliant, Martin. Thank you.
There you go.
Awesome. Right, no night, everybody. Take care, Martin.
Penny. Thank you.
Again, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, no night. Lots of love, and don't have nightmares, guys. And I'll see you all soon. I'll try and get on tomorrow. If I don't get on tomorrow night, I'll do my best to get on Sunday because I have got a load of things to do. So just bear with me. But so I'll aim for Sunday definitely. And then in the background, like I don't see the point of keep talking about this case because talking about it isn't going to change anything. But I think we all need to do some digging in the background. If anyone does any digging on any people, anyone that was involved in either witnesses or anything, just let me know. Drop me an email. It might take a while to get back to you, but I will get back to you. But yeah, so we found out something weird about the coroner, not the coroner, the pathologist tonight. She's got a history of being in trouble. So who knows? Yeah, take care, Lucy, if that's who you were. Thank you, Martin. Thank you for our super duper members and our super duper moderators and everybody who's here who could have been anywhere and you weren't. You were here with us. So I really appreciate that. Night night, everybody. Lots of love. Bye.